optimization, I have three things. I have variables, I have constraints, and I have maximization or minimization function.
Variables, constraints, and maximum. Oh.
Okay, this looks like a short question. So if you can open the questions about, don't see what you see. If you can open the questions about the optimization, specifically let's do question 2.
Well, it says portfolio optimization.
There's
No,
two
optimization.
optimization.
Portfolio or
No,
just-
not portfolio.
practice optimization?
Okay, so question 2. We have some company that produce two types of wine, Nobel and Red. Producing a bottle of Nobel requires 2.5 hours of labor and 7, I don't know what it is, of Kuwait. And producing a bottle of Red requires 1 hour of labor and 4 of Kuwait. Each bottle of Nobel yield a profit of $60, while each bottle of Red yield $30. Suppose that Brunello is endowed with one flavor, and he wants to maximize his total profit. How many bottles of Nobel and Red will be decided to produce? Use the solver to find the quantity of Nobel and Red that maximize profit. Okay, relatively very simple. Let's do it. Okay, in optimization questions, we have 3 steps. First, we're trying to figure out what are the variables. The variables are the things that we need to decide about. Anything that we know, it's not a variable. Variable is what I want to figure out. Okay? So first step, we will figure out what are the variables. The second step will be to figure out the constraints. What are the things that are the limitations that I have? All the limitations are going to be on the variables. Okay? And the third step is to find what we want to maximize or minimize. This is the third step. Usually when I do optimization questions, I do it on a page. I write the variables, the constraints, the maximization, and then I go and put it inside the Excel. So let's do it, okay? So what are the variables here? What are the things that we need to decide on?
Labor.
Sorry?
Number of bottles.
So we can see that even if the questions, I need to decide how much bottles of Nobel and how much numbers of Red I need to produce. Okay? So one variable. So I'm starting variables. You can start by setting in Excel variables, and then I have. Let's start in Excel. Actually, I'm not using what they did. They give me some things, but I want to do it myself. The variables we said Nobel and Red. And let's say, just so it will be easy to figure out, let's put some numbers. 14 and 15. Eventually the solver will decide about these numbers. But this is the variables. Now the constraints. What are the constraints? Guys, I need your help. What are the constraints?
No negative, non-negatives.
So yeah, so actually I don't want to start. Where we get it? What are, this is an implicit constraint. I want an explicit constraint.
1,300 hours.
So I have 1,300 hours. But how do I write it as an equation? I know that each bottle of Red requires 1 hour of labor, and each bottle of the other one requires 2.5, right? So the constraint is that Nobel multiplied by 2.5 plus red multiplied by 1 supposed to be lower or equal to what? How much? 1,000, what it is? 1,300, okay. 13, one constraint. The second constraint is that we have a limitation of the number of grapes, right? So one of them requires 7 and the other requires 4. So 7 multiplied by Nobel plus 4 multiplied by red is lower or equal to 4,000. And now Christina said that there are some constraints that are implicit. Because I might run the solver, and the solver will tell me, hey, you should create minus 10 bottles of Nobel. Okay, so bottles of wine can't be negative. So I will add these constraints. Red is greater or equal to 0, and Nobel is greater or equal to 0. Okay? Now let's set the constraints. So the way I set a constraint, and everyone has his own way, I can write. So we said it's 2.5 multiplied by Nobel plus 1 multiplied by red. Actually, right for me to remember 2.5 multiplied by Nobel plus 1 multiplied by red. Okay, and now to the set to the right, I will actually calculate it. 2.5 multiplied by Nobel plus 1 multiplied by red. And I want this number to be lower or equal to 11. Okay? And then the other constraint is that 7 multiplied by Nobel plus 4 multiplied by red, and I will do it again. Complete 7 multiplied by Nobel plus 4 multiplied by red, and then I want it to be lower or equal to 4. Okay, so this is the second step. I also need to remember that Nobel and red are greater or equal to 0. And then I have the maximization. The minimization or maximization. And I want to maximize what? The profit, right? So what is the profit? The profit is Nobel multiplied by 60 plus red multiplied by 30. I can write it like this. I can also just write here the profit. And the profit is Nobel multiplied by 60 plus red multiplied by 4. 60 and 30. Great. Did you all get this constraint, this profit, these variables? Yeah. Great. So now we just need to run the solver. So data, solver. The first is the objective. It's actually the profit, what we want to maximize. And we choose to maximize. Okay? Then by changing variable set is the two variables. This is what I let the Excel, the solver, change. These are the only variables. And then the constraints. So I press add. And then the cell reference, the first constraint is I want this. This was the total labor. To be what? To be lower or equal to this cell, 1300 L. Then I want also this one to be also lower or equal, so I will keep it this way, then 4000 L. I also want, and I can do it just to choose, see what I'm doing, because I can choose these two together, okay, to be lower or equal than 0. Okay, it's two constraints. I'm doing this two constraints in the same time. I can choose several cells and say, hey, all of these need to be equal to than 0. Of course, I can do it separately. And these are the constraints. Everyone got this? No. What's the problem?
Can we start over?
Start over what?
The process of doing the solver, please.
So the objective. Did you get the objective? The objective is the maximization.
Is the profit. Okay,
Yeah.
1 second.
Then you need to maximize it.
Okay.
Then by changing variables, you choose the two variables, this 40 and 50.
Okay.
Then the constraints, because I set it this way, you don't have to set it this way, the way I set it. But it's very, very convenient because I have the number, this number, supposed to be lower or equal to this number. This number is supposed to be lower or equal to this number. Okay? So I just add all the constraints, and the last constraint was essentially that these two numbers, choose these two, are greater or equal than 0.
Wait, sorry, what's the profit formula again?
The profit formula?
Yeah.
The profit formula is 60 multiplied by Nobel plus 30 multiplied by Ring. Okay, if you got everything, you can run the solver and see what is the result.
Oh, Kobe, can we, to do a constraint so that they're like not fractions,
No,
it doesn't matter?
there is nothing like that. No. It's not
So you just like round up?
something like that. There is no, I don't think there is something like that. Oh, I never see it. There is something that's called make unconstrained variables non-negative. You just choose it. It will not be negative. If you don't make it negative. Okay, I'm running it. And solver found a solution. All constraints optimality conditions are satisfied.
Yeah, I think you
So as you can see, first I can really see that the constraints are satisfied. 1300 is lower than 1300 and 4000 is lower than 4000.
It doesn't go back to the
I can see that the two variables are
Status.
positive. It's probably, I don't know why you choose these numbers, it's probably supposed to be 400 and 300. You see, it got exactly what it was. I don't know why it was so much away. And the profit that I got is 33,000. So remember, like, the important stuff is before you jump into the Excel, figure out what are the variables, what are the constraints in this question. Here it wasn't very hard. In other questions, it can be a little bit more not clear what is the story, what are the constraints. So write the constraints, what are you trying to maximize, and then set it in the Excel. You don't have to set it exactly like that, but what I do want you to understand is that when you run the solver, you have the objective that what you need to maximize or minimize. What are the variables that the Excel can change? It's only the stuff that the Excel can change the variables. And here you set the constraint. It's usually a cell is bigger or equal than another cell. So this is the tools that you have. Any questions about that? camping.
Kobe, when you run solver, do you have to select a cell first, the profit?
No. Don't need to select anything.
Yeah, it didn't.
When you have to set objective and that's the maximizing profit.
So, where's your,
27.
the profit's wrong.
It is?
It should be 33. Oh wait, it might be because I already did it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you?
Yeah.
But I think even when I had that profit was different.
Text me later. Yeah, well, because if we'll be done in our vessel, Kobe, are we all done today?
Yeah, so we are all done. I think we did what I wanted to do. We didn't solve the practice exam, but we did the other stuff. We can do it in another time, or you can, I think, with the tools that you have, you can do it yourself. Good luck in the exams.
Thank you.
No problem.
How come you kind of like
Yeah, in days, I went to the girl who was saying, she said, what? No, it must be something outside of this.
So, did you click that before?
It's all,
Did you click that before?
No.
That might be why.
And people that have extra time, things like that. Yeah, no problem.
No, you shouldn't fill that in. Because mine's still not.
His weird sheet thing.
I did this What's your profit? 399. I think it's because your profit is supposed to be 33,000. Like initially before running solver.
Initially, really?
I'm gonna hear it. Let's talk. Okay.
I think it was 4410, like I'm pretty sure.
How are you?
How's your thing yesterday?
Oh, it was good.
Yeah?
It was good.
No problem, bye-bye.
So a lot of like donors attention.
Nice.
Okay, so this is the same. That's what the formula you gave us.
B17
And did you fix that otherwise?
Nobles.
Like put it in another.